I want to tell this story now while it's still fresh in my head. It has been a very interesting day today. It started off average. Nothing special. I left my bank card in Hanoi and I had to get money out. I ended up going to the bank. Now, if you have your bank card, it will take you a minute, 2 minutes to take money out of the bank. If you don't have your bank card, it takes 6 hours. 6 hours to take money out of your account. Vietnam's got to call Australia. Australia's got to, for some reason, transfer the money into US dollars, then send it over to Vietnam. Such a hassle. I have to call Citibank tomorrow and get an emergency debit card sent to Ho Chi Minh City so I can pick it up. So, well, I should have left for Ninh Binh hours before I did. I was aiming to leave around 1 o'clock. Ended up taking like a 5 o'clock bus out of Hanoi, which was a very interesting experience to say the least. I was the only English-speaking person on that bus, and as the bus pulled out of the depot, it was slowly moving along the streets and picking up random people who not necessarily were going to Ninh Binh, but were just going somewhere along the way. So the bus would pick them up and then drop them off wherever on like the side of the road on the highway. It was a very odd experience, but the bus became very packed. They put like little seats in the aisle so that way everyone could sit. And I ended up having a conversation with this Vietnamese man who was sitting next to me, and how we communicated was through our phones. And I would type something in Google Translate into Vietnamese, and he would read it, and he would respond by typing something into Vietnamese and translating it into English, which was a fun experience in itself, until he got off on the side of the road somewhere as well. I was going to meet friends in Ninh Binh and then take the night train to Hue, which is near Hoi An. However, they left the day before, so I was just going to take the night train to Hue myself, but I had no idea where this bus was going to drop us off, or where the train station was. I didn't know where anything was, and I was a little nervous because by the time we got to Ninh Binh, it was nighttime. But along the trip, this woman behind me, I guess, got wind that from the conversation I was having to this guy next to me that I was probably going to stay in Ninh Binh, and she gave me the card to some eco lodge, which I accepted, and I said, I'm meeting friends, but thank you. But then I actually needed a place to stay, and with what little service I had on my phone, checked it out real quick. It seemed like a cool place, and figured I don't know anything about this place. My travel book didn't really say much about Ninh Binh, so I had no choice. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll take it. And the bus dropped me and this woman, maybe in her 40s, 50s, along with this child who was maybe 10 years old, on the side of the road. In the city, it seemed like a desolate place. Waited there for like 10 minutes. This woman rolls up on a motorcycle, and she's like, you're coming to the lodge? I was like, I guess so. She's like, all right, hop on, get on this motorcycle. Like, started off going in the wrong direction. Like, trucks were like flashing their lights. Neither one of us were wearing a helmet. A little nervous, but I was going with it. And we finally weave over to the right side of the road. And we're riding along this this kind of quiet road. Not too many cars or bikes on, for the most part. Ended up getting stopped by the police because we didn't have a helmet. Um, but they let us off. I don't know what the woman said to the cops, but we then were driving on this sort of empty backcountry road. I couldn't see much, but it looked like we were going through some sort of canyon, and it looked really beautiful. I mean, again, I couldn't see much. I was trying to shine my flashlight, but it looked like a really kind of like um, foresty kind of Yukon type of setting. Um, and driving along, it almost kind of reminded me of driving through Vermont, through the backwoods of Vermont in the States. Um, and then we showed up at this really nice little eco lodge, and seemed friendly enough. There's not really nobody staying here. There's three other guys, and they're staying in another room. I'm staying in a dorm room, uh, but there's nobody here. Um, Apparently, it gets pretty buggy. In a little bed with a mosquito net, so I'm gonna hang out here, and it seems like a good place to finally ride a motorcycle. Um, a little less hectic than the ride I took to the bus station. But it looks really nice, and I think I'm gonna explore this place for a day or two. Um, See how I go. And I'll eventually, um, if I don't take the night train tomorrow night, then I'll take the early morning train the day after, head to Hue, An, and just kind of continue on, and see what happens. See what happens from there. Um, but it was a really fortuitous turn of events that landed me where I am now. Because I didn't have anything planned. I didn't have a place to stay. Um, I thought maybe when I got to the city I'd be able to suss something out. I probably would have. I probably would have walked to a hotel and stayed the night, and then figured out something else in the morning, or made it to the train and taken the latest